I want to ask you why you left The Daily Show.
Ask me whatever the hell you want.
Why'd you leave The Daily Show?
I left The Daily Show because deep down, I don't know what they want to do as a host, for a host.
Because everyone thought it was going to be you. Can I say that? Everyone thought it was going to be you.
Yeah, my name was in the hat, or at least I felt it was. And, I don't know what they're planning over there. But I do know in the meantime, if they got to have a host by January because Iowa caucuses are in 2 weeks and we're off to the races for the election. So you got to have a host by then.
You can't have guest hosts for them.
Correct. If I'm Comedy Central, I'm hoping that this is resolved by Thanksgiving, top of December, whatever. The vibe was this. We come back from the strike and you're wondering, okay, well, if they're going to do guest hosts again, that's fine, but I already guest hosted. So if I do that again, it's stressful. The job of guest hosting and being a correspondent, it's not easy because you have to take it. It's not coal miner or firefighter or hero job, but in the sense of the amount of mental real estate that job takes up on a daily basis leaves you incapable of accessing the creative quadrants of your mind to come up with whatever's next for you. Mm-hmm. And that's going to take some time. Like we're talking months, couple months to really sit and look at what do I want to do? What is the industry going to bear? Which way are things going? And I don't want to look up in January and not have a plan B.
I'm of two minds on. I've been watching late night since I was a kid, and I've been weird. I do a talk show, so I'm weirdly obsessed with this kind of thing. And I grew up.
You and me both. I love the genre, but it's
like I'm constantly told that it's over. We're fragmenting our audiences. Kids are watching TikTok. I'm looking at there's kids out there. I don't know if they're staying up to it.
Ask those kids if they have a favorite news anchor. I bet you they don't.
Do you have a favorite news anchor? You can wave your eyes. Yeah, you can do this.
Exactly. Shoulder shrug.
No.
So how am I to parody the news if they don't even watch the regular news?
I should say it's Take Your Kids to Work Day, and that's why why there's not child labor at the CBC here. That's why there's kids.
Get back on that board, child.
That's why there's kids. That's why there's kids there. But so on one side of things, I'm told, okay, everyone, things are fragmented. TikTok, it's all over. The days of everyone tuning in to watch Johnny Carson are over. The days of everyone tuning in to watch Johnny Carson and the freaks tuning in to watch David Letterman is over. But also, late night hosts are still making tens of millions of dollars, and and big gigantic celebrities like Nicole Kidman are showing up on these shows. They're not canceling the Daily Show, Roy. They're not canceling the Tonight Show. Where does this stand right now?
How much lower can the ratings go before that has to be a real conversation?
I don't know.
Let's just be real. If we're going to be real about numbers, and let's be real about cumulative numbers across the board, all networks. I'm not dumping on Daily Show. You have to figure out other ways to engage. I think that the way late night survives is that late night has to become multi-quadrant. So you cannot just be linear.
You can't be the TV show at 11:30.
You can't just be that.
Yeah.
And if you're going to have accounts in other places, those accounts have to parody the way that media is consumed on that particular platform.
It's Marshall McLuhan. It's the medium is the message.
Correct.
The medium itself impacts the message. You can't. McLuhan argued that you couldn't have someone on TV reading the newspaper to you. It demands a different type of communication.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Canadian, by the way.
I think
there you go.
We'll double check that. in my algorithm, he's an American.
Yeah, and where I'm from, Marshall McLuhan is from North Dakota.
The Facebook group that I'm in made it perfectly clear. I don't know where you get your facts, but my facts are the real facts. At some point, it's getting into that now. I know we don't have the time now, but when you look at everything that's happening, with Israel and Palestine and the way that the media is covering it, the media itself used to be the source. We are the most trusted news. You can trust us. We are the ones delivering the news first. And now it's there was an explosion. According to the people over there who was hosting the explosion, those are the people who told us there was an explosion. But it's just right now for that particular thing, but I could see that being the new way in which news is even put out. So if we're talking political satire now.
Yeah, Daily Show or Seth Meyers.
Correct. If we're talking political satire, and our idea is to parody the news, does everybody agree on the premise? If we're talking media trust, and if we're talking about the idea of those facts being the facts from which we will then glean punchlines, some people don't even believe in those particular facts. So that's part of the hurdle as well for late night in the political satire sphere. If we're talking late night as a whole, the Fallons and the Kimmels of the world, I just think that there is still a place for conversations to be had about things that are happening in pop culture, but they have to happen faster and they have to be modular. They have to be creatively modular to fit multiple flat platforms concurrently. You almost are essentially the host of 4 different shows.
Yeah.
Versus taking one show and stripping it for parts and disseminating it everywhere, which 10 years ago worked perfectly fine.
So what are you going to do?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. In the interim, I want to do, sell some scripted shows, write some stuff. I want to act.